Hello and a warm welcome to this Result Day live coverage on the Federal Group. It's a high voltage morning, I would say, and the counting of the ballot papers is over, and everyone is waiting for who's going to rule Delhi. It's been a tough fight all these campaign days. If you look at, it's been a tough fight for Congress, it's been a tough fight for BJP, a tough fight for Arvind Kejriwal. It's almost like a do and die battle, and as per the early trends, BJP is racing ahead and AAP closes in. It's in fact, and just to give you a little picture, Arvind Kejriwal, Atashi, and Manish Sisodia seem to be trailing as far as the early trends are concerned. BJP is taking a lead in early trends, and Arvind Kejriwal is trailing against BJP's Pravesh Verma. In Kalkaji, if you look at, I'm talking about the key constituencies of Delhi. In Kalkaji as well, Atishi is trailing, and BJP's Ramesh Biduri is leading in early trends. In fact, Atishi came out and said that Arvind Kejriwal will be the chief minister for the fourth time. So that's the confidence which is coming out. And if you look at the exit polls also predicted a victory for BJP. But what happened yesterday also is very, very significant. You had the anti-corruption officials landing up at Arvind Kejriwal's doorstep. Then Arvind Kejriwal had created a new website called transparentelections.in, and he uploaded the Form 17 from his side, saying that Election Commission hasn't done so. But then by late evening, Election Commission also uploaded the Form 17C. So what does this picture look like? It seems so, though I wouldn't say that BJP is almost winning, because it's still the early trends. Lot can change. 70 constituencies and 36 is the magic number. But what does the situation now look like? It's 9 almost 9:10 a.m. What does the picture look like? We'll head straight into the discussion. Joining me now is TK Rajlakshmi, Senior Deputy Editor from the Frontline. Thank you so much, Rajlakshmi, for joining. We have Munif Khan, who's been a senior journalist, and he's been associated with The Hindu, has covered Delhi extensively. Thank you so much, Munif, for joining. We have Professor Shashi Shekhar Singh from Delhi University. So thank you so much for joining. And we have Abhishek Rawat, our senior journalist from the Federal, who's traveled to each and every constituency of Delhi throughout the campaign period. Thank you so much, Abhishek, for joining. And I'll come to Abhishek first. Abhishek, what does this picture at 9:10 a.m. look like? Can we say predictably that BJP seems to be winning according to the early trends?
Anilu, as per my view, initial trends are showing that BJP is going to make government, but it's very early to say anything. But what I found on the ground is that there is a neck-to-neck fight in this election between AAP and BJP, and the trends are also showing this, because this time a large number of middle class, lower middle class people are not very much happy with Aam Aadmi Party. What I have noticed on the ground, and in some Jugdi cluster areas, people are talking that this time we will have to go with BJP. We should go with BJP, and we have to uh, go with the double engine sarkar. This kind of talks I have heard between the public, and in this, if BJP will win, there is a large uh, contribution from the Congress, because Congress did the work of black pulling of Aam Aadmi Party in this election, and Congress is not was not fighting for its win. Congress' main role in this election to remain back its vote bank with it. So I think that in this way, Congress is also going to get success after, if BJP will win this election. So in the initial trends, BJP is going ahead, and after 1 hour, the picture would be more clear in this
Right.
election.
So you're saying that it's difficult to predict now, but in an hour's time, it will be much easier to predict as to who is going to rule Delhi. Now, there are pictures coming in of Pravesh Verma, who's visited the Hanuman temple in Connaught Place. He's offered prayers over there. Uh, uh, Munif, I'll come to you. What do these early trends look like, and what do you think has not worked for Aam Aadmi Party? If we say that early trends show that BJP seems to be winning the Delhi elections, what do you think has really backfired for Aam Aadmi Party in this election?
Neelu, if you remember that we had a similar panel a few days ago, and one thing I did mention there was that this time around, whoever makes the opposition will have a much stronger opposition, and the early trends indicate that it is a neck-to-neck fight.
Right.
Now, what did not work for the Aam Aadmi Party, and like I said, perceptionally they took a very big hit, whether it was the corruption allegations, whether it was Kejriwal's so-called quote-unquote lavish renovations of his official chief minister's residence. Perceptionally, they took a very big hit. Let's be very clear about that. The BJP has kept its foot on the gas. They've not taken it off. And clearly, it's paid off in one sense because the voter, especially, AAP's entire rise to power was perceptional, where people thought that they were a party for the masses and so on. And I think it was the same perception which kind of put them down and brought them back to a situation where they're like any other regular party. And clearly, it sounds like it's going to be a neck and neck contest. There's not going to be a brute majority, which is what the early trends also indicate. So it'll be very interesting to see how the Delhi government functions from here, because it's been used to seeing a very brute majority for the last decade at least. And now you have a situation where you have a neck and neck fight, and even the opposition is going to be much stronger.
Okay, I'll come to Professor Singh now. Professor Singh, how do you really rate the situation? And as we are talking, the numbers are inching very quickly and closing. I mean, the fight seems to be getting tougher almost. What I'm seeing on the television channels is that BJP seems to be leading on 44 seats, Aam Aadmi Party 25, BJP 44, Aam Aadmi 25, and Congress, one seat. It's quite similar to what the exit polls had predicted. What is your assumption about the picture right now at this hour?
Good morning to everyone. Uh, Still, I feel the contest is very close because the different channels are showing different numbers, and of course, the early trend sometimes in favor of BJP, and then again some lead for the Aam Aadmi Party, and then again, so ups and downs. Now, one of the channels is showing 46 to BJP and 23 to up, but I still feel that's the still early trend. I think the fight will be very close, and in this fight, I mean, anybody can win. I mean, any party can win. That's the possibility. But uh, two, three things are very important. One, the image of the Aam Aadmi Party and the leader of the Aam Aadmi Party, because of the kind of various allegations made against the, chief minister and the deputy chief minister and other ministers too, and therefore the charge of corruption. So that had tarnished the image of the party in the eyes of the middle class. Middle class was not at all happy with this kind of whatever the allegation, whether it's true or false, that's a different thing. Second point is, again, I mean, BJP was trying hard to capture Delhi for last three elections, in Delhi Assembly, and therefore the party was focusing more on the middle class. Of course, there is some shift in the lower class too. I mean, the economically poor class who are being benefited from the various kind of schemes, either free bijli, free electricity, free water, or something. But definitely, even I have found teachers in Delhi University and in the educational institutions are not very happy with the kind of the Aam Aadmi Party government is doing, and therefore there are a number of things due to that. The Aam Aadmi Party is definitely at disadvantage. But still, I feel, of course, 23 and 45. It seems that BJP is now much ahead of Aam Aadmi Party. But let's wait and watch and see what is the actual, position of all these parties. It seems that right now, it seems that BJP may somehow has succeeded in, getting more and more seats. Unfortunately, even if Ramesh Bidori is leading, look at the kind of abuses he made against Atisi and of course other women's. And that's very unfortunate. So
Right.
in Delhi, if a person like him can win, or possibly, right now I'm saying possibly, then it's very unfortunate. Of course, Kejriwal is also trailing. I mean, sometimes I was feeling that that would be very tough, contest for Kejriwal in New Delhi, because you know that government employees are in big number. Of course, apart from the yogis and other poor people of the society living in that constituency, but
Right.
the government employees. And if you look at the even early trend in the
Right.
postal
I'll just
ballots,
interrupt you, Professor
BJP
Singh.
was leading. Yeah.
Professor Singh, sorry to interrupt you because the numbers are moving in pretty quickly. Now, BJP seems to be leading in 47 seats, Aam Aadmi Party in 22 seats. So it's as the time is passing, the numbers are also quickly trickling in. S. Srinivasan, editor in chief of the Federal Group, also joins us. So thank you so much and a good morning to you. And I'll come to you a little later, but I'll come to Raj Lakshmi first. Raj
Yeah.
Lakshmi, your assessment now: BJP 48 and Aam Aadmi Party 21. Look at the numbers, the way they are changing. Raj Lakshmi. Yes.
I don't know, Nilu, because these could be the postal ballots, as it always happens. You know, the postal ballots are always counted first, and the postal ballots
But
often sort of.
postal ballots, is that not supposed to get over by 8:30? Because the EVM rounds, I believe, begin at around 8:30.
Yeah, so
Or you
those
see,
trends essentially, I think early trends, they do reflect the trends in the postal ballots, the outcome of what is polled there. You know, because and I would assume that the people who uh, who would vote through this system, you know, of postal ballots would not be, you know, the working class, definitely. I mean, service employees and other sections, you know. So I would assume. I mean, of course, you know, this lead signifies. I mean, it could sort of signify a certain comfort level as far as, you know, the BJP is concerned, with these trends. But it could pick up, you know, in the course of the day. I mean, the gap could narrow in the course of the day, because it's a little difficult to imagine that all the top leadership of the Aam Aadmi Party is trailing at this moment. You know, it's really difficult. I mean, I
right,
mean, I mean, it's like a pattern. You know, as if there has been sort of nothing done at all in Delhi, and that people have really decided to completely oust the Aam Aadmi Party. It's slightly difficult, you know, to digest at this moment, and. And so I think it's going to the gap. It could sort of narrow down, and I don't really sort of see a sweep in that sense. Yes, but then a change is always sometimes, you know, on the cards, when I think given the high octane campaign, and the Congress, as Abhishek also sort of pointed out, the Congress did play a role in sort of dividing the anti BJP vote, you know. And I mean, if some consolidation had happened on that front, on the India bloc front, it might not have had such a lead, or sort of maintained such a lead, or got such seats, or whatever. I think that's of course a thing that is subject to analysis. But I feel that, you know, that had the India bloc really got its act together as a consolidated whole, I doubt, you know, this kind of a lead, even in postal ballots. I mean,
right,
I'm sort of assuming that it's postal ballots, and and to an extent, I do not think I'm wrong, but I think the gap should, you know, should narrow down, because I really can't see, Nilu, that how would the entire leadership of the Aam Aadmi Party not
right,
lead, because
right.
if they're
Absolutely.
leading, you know,
In
in
fact,
22 seats, it's
right.
obviously, I think sections, you know, the leadership is leading, you know. I mean, is
Absolutely.
there?
In fact, all the heavyweights of the Aam Aadmi Party are trailing, and I'll come to Srini sir now. What the picture looks like is that BJP seems to be getting a clear majority. It looks like a historic capital comeback, if I may call. How do you assess the situation, Srini sir? It's 9:22 right now. Yes.
Yeah, but early trends clearly show, Neelu, that BJP has managed a major turnaround. It's more or less, I think, the trend is settled. Uh, you know, the we can clearly see that BJP is about to, reach the first
pass post to form the government. That's what it looks like. Um, I think they ran a very tight campaign. Almost all the ministers, including PM, his deputy Amit Shah, everybody were involved. They've taken it as a kind of a heavy prestige battle. Though Delhi still doesn't have a full statehood, but they have taken upon that they should win because Modi wants to be seen as somebody who's constantly winning. It will also help him this further consolidation following Haryana and Maharashtra. So that narrative must continue. But here I must say that mm, AAP or others certainly didn't get a level playing field. They certainly there are a lot of government agencies involved, uh, and it was a very uneven field for them. And the AAP representatives, many of the senior leaders were in jail for a long period. LG was constantly, like, it's become a pattern now in almost all the states. The governor and in Delhi, LG have been constantly ensuring, hampering the governance. And then this is the first election where an entire budget, union budget, has been shaped in a manner that it helps one particular election for 70 seats that's in Delhi. The entire middle class have been given a 1 lakh crore concession, and it's specifically aimed at this. So it's hardly surprising that after all this, if BJP still did very badly, then that would have been a real surprise. So this is more or less on the expected lines, and
Right.
also AAP has been ruling for a decade now, and more than a decade now, and then they have faced a lot of incumbency, and the time has come for a change. It's very clear, and that's what the people of Delhi seem to have decided. And the way Delhi elections also move in cycles, they give long rope to incumbent party. They don't remove in a single year. 5 year cycle is not what Delhi used to. It gives a longer period. Congress had a long regime. Now up, and I think it's turn of BJP. The other factor is, besides all that I have explained, this is a triangular fight. And the benefit of that again has gone to BJP, because if you see in certain constituencies, Congress has, when they have, wherever they have done well, I think the detailed study would come later. I think AIMIM is also responsible, but bigger thing is Congress. I feel Congress, in a way, has achieving its objective. I don't think they ever expected to do very well. They just wanted to increase their vote share, and if their vote share goes up, by say uh, in the assembly, if goes up by even 5%, 4%, that they would consider as a big achievement for them. They have decided to go alone, and it's a decision which they have taken. Oh, once again, I would say here it was a bit of a half-hearted decision. If they have taken it early, stuck on to it, then obviously their own performance would have improved than what it is now. I think they were a bit cagey. Midway, they became kind of, they paused again. They started. It was a start stop kind of a thing. But Congress is very keen to be alone here. AAP really must do a serious introspection. The party, you listen to analysts all across, everybody is saying with one voice, Kejriwal has lost his sheen. The kind of image which he had in 2012, it's no longer there. AAP is now considered being like any other political party, which will do all kinds of jod tod to win the election. It's no longer had that moral halo which it used to have. So that's also primarily responsible. People may still prefer AAP, but Kejriwal's all this drama, all that he did, I think people have begun to see through that. They may still doubt. Ultimately, it will be tested in courts whether he and personally and his party men are corrupt, but then the perception is important and is already been built and very methodically by BJP's machinery, and that has also worked on the minds of people.
Right.
So it's a very interesting election in that sense, where all these forces have come together, and AAP has taken a beating. Let's now see where does it go from here for AAP, and how well BJP manages to govern Delhi. So these are the two important questions. I think one good thing is AAP, at least even if they have, if I go by the current trend, 50% of seats of what BJP has, BJP has, AAP will provide a good opposition in the assembly, which is what badly required. I think AAP also need to sit in the uh, opposition benches to learn parliamentary democracy also. AAP has not been very keen in assembly. So, I think some of these will be further, strengthen up if they are in for a long haul.
Right, absolutely. In fact, now the early trends which are coming in at this point of time, it's almost 9:28, and the numbers: BJP leading on 49, Aam Aadmi Party 20, and Congress 1. Those are the early leads coming, and Arvind Kejriwal again is trailing, Atishi trailing. These are the latest figures. In fact, different websites, different TV channels are showing different numbers. So I don't know. Let's stick on to what the election commission is saying for now, at least. So it's almost like the gap is inching closely. BJP now shows 50. Some websites have shown BJP leading on 50 seats, Aam Aadmi Party 19, and Congress 1. Congress has stuck to 1. But Professor Singh, I'll come to you now. We've seen a lot of difference in the way Delhi votes in the Vidhan Sabha elections and in the Lok Sabha elections. Lok Sabha, it's all for BJP. Now, if you talk about the mindset of the Delhi voter, this time around in 2025, has the Delhi decided that the Lok Sabha voter, which voted for BJP, it has now decided to give a chance to BJP, because enough of Arvind Kejriwal they had, and all the time that same grouse that Delhi, the center is not letting the state government govern. It's not able to function because of the center. So probably was that the reason that the Delhi voter decided to give this chance to BJP this time?
Of course, there are number of regions. One is, of course, as one of the panelists is saying, anti-incumbency is very important factor always. Whenever the party is ruling for a longer period, there is always some sort of, anti-incumbency, and that is still there in Delhi. Second is there the way BJP tried hard to tarnish the image of this Aam Aadmi Party. Constantly, and the LG is intervening all the time, and every time, BJP was trying to say that this is a, apada or something like, as you know that the Prime Minister was saying. This is another point. Third point is again, the middle class. Of course, the kind of, declaration of the, constitution of the pay commission. This is still just a declaration. There is no constitution of the pay commission, but of course middle class is influenced just by listening the kind of decision. Then again the look at the income tax slabs and something. So middle class is looking so happy with this kind of whatever they have been given. So in that sense, but at the same time, you can blame Aam Aadmi Party too, because the way they were so confident about winning the election, and they were, telling so much lies even, and even they are not ready to have any sort of compromise with Congress party. If you look at Haryana, even in Haryana, Congress was trying to, have some sort of alliance, with Aam Aadmi Party, offering 7 seats. But Aam Aadmi Party was, asking for more than 10 seats or 10 seats, and then the kind of talks was broken. So in that sense, and in Delhi, Aam Aadmi Party was not willing to give even a single seat to Congress. You look at, so the Congress factor is also important in this election, and that is why all such various regions have made BJP to capture this Delhi after almost 26 or 27 years, because 15 years of Sheila Dikshit and then 11 years and something of Aam Aadmi Party. And so therefore that's a very interesting development of BJP. And if BJP wins, still it's 50 and 19 or something. If BJP wins, it seems so, then the dream of Modi, dream of
Professor
Modi, yeah.
Professor Singh, I'm just interrupting you here. Sisodia, Manish Sisodia, who was trailing, is now leading as per the early trends. So that's just a little update I wanted to give the viewers. Yes, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
But yeah, the trend may change still. I don't think that cannot be any possibility, because still these are the early trends. But these early trends are, of course, in favor of BJP. It looks like that. So let's hope Kejriwal. I was talking about Kejriwal's position in New Delhi right from the day one, that it would be very tough for Kejriwal to win this election because of the presence of Congress candidate Sanjeev Dixit and of course Pravesh Verma. And due to this, I was worried about his electoral performance in New Delhi, and this is still happening. RTC is still trailing. Even RTC is trailing, and
Yes.
therefore it's very tough time for Aam Aadmi Party. But I can say one thing. Aam Aadmi Party is also responsible the kind of the trends it looks like, because they are not looking to even have any dialogue with anyone, and the kind of body language and everything, and that is also very responsible, and it gave a chance to BJP to capture rule in Delhi for
Professor
26
Singh,
after 26 years. Yeah.
I keep interrupting my guests because the numbers are moving in quickly. BJP, which was leading on 50, now is down to 48. Aam Aadmi Party
Yeah.
21 and Congress 1. Rajlakshmi, I'll come to you now. What do you think? Do you think that there's still hope for Aam Aadmi Party, and we cannot? Do you see the possibility of them winning because, according to the early trends which are coming?
Maybe winning might be I think a long shot, but I think that the leadership, I think most of the leadership should be able to make it. I do not feel that that there's going to be an issue there, because because the fact remains, that if the leaders lose, then there is little chance of the other candidates winning. It's not possible that the other candidates are leading even on those 21 seats, and that the leaders are trailing. I do not think that that kind of a scenario is going to happen. So even if I think 50% or I think 70% of the leadership takes a lead or wins, I think of a fairly good percentage of the other of its candidates should also sort of follow suit, because essentially it is under the present Aam Aadmi Party leadership that the elections, that the campaign was conducted, on behalf of the Aam Aadmi Party, right? So it is not independent of that. So the victory of the Aam Aadmi Party candidates is contingent on the leadership that has been provided. So I think let's wait and see. But if the BJP, yes, the BJP seat was bound to do well because of the three-way contest, the Congress also sort of entering into the picture, and AIMM to an extent, but it was bound to take advantage of the split of the India bloc, combination. So the fact that so it's happened perhaps by default. It's not because of any great virtue that the BJP has shown in the last 10 years. It has in fact in effect done everything to sabotage the functioning of an elected government. I think irrespective of the faults of the Aam Aadmi Party. And I think, if people have voted for the BJP, it's perhaps out of a sense of frustration. Okay, halelo, it's like that. Like it's been so desperate to rule. Just take it. Yeah.
Yeah, but what Srini sir was saying, and that was a very significant point. He said that, all said and done, Aam Aadmi Party did not get a level playing field. And Congress, let's discount Congress for now because Congress started very, very late. Munif, I want to come to you that would you blame Aam Aadmi Party for the kind of campaign they did, or would you just blame it on BJP that, BJP had everything on their side? They had money, they had muscle, they had power, and all the allegations of, how they've appropriated the election commission. But did this suffocate Aam Aadmi Party? Did BJP suffocate Aam Aadmi Party to that level that they just couldn't fight in this election? And that's the same point which Srinisa said, that ultimately at the end of the day, they did not have a level playing field. Yes, Munif.
So while I agree with the fact that the BJP had money, muscle power, and so on, those factors definitely count. The Aam Aadmi Party is to blame in this factor that they moved very, very, very far away from their actual ideology, which they came to power with. They removed people from the party who they felt were not aligning with it. Now it's become a Kejriwal only party. And at some point, this was going to affect them because they became like any other party. Now, if a voter has to choose between voting for BJP, which is now asking for the vote based on the prime minister, and for a Kejriwal whose party does not seem to be getting work done simply because of the tussle with the LG, the choice is very clear, right? But please understand this that the Aam Aadmi Party could not do much in terms of campaigning also because the promises they came up with. If you remember, a few years ago, that there was the detailed plans of the Aam Aadmi Party fixing up certain markets and a lot of other development works. All of it went to a standstill when Manish Sisodia went to jail, and a lot of work did not happen. Let's come to the pollution angle on top of that. Every year, this year we had days where some parts of Delhi the AQI went beyond 1,000, which is quite insane. I mean, we're breathing poison at this point. So the Aam Aadmi Party, when it comes to, let's say, a report card, they were not able to do much ever since the alleged liquor scam issues started taking place. And the BJP, on the other hand, has kept, I keep saying this, and this is very important, they kept their foot on the gas throughout. And this is not just last year or the year before that. It has started right before the MCD elections, and they have kept their foot on the gas ever since then. I agree with Professor Singh that the Aam Aadmi Party is to blame in a lot of ways. But please remember that it's not a level playing field. But regardless of it not being a level playing field, the Aam Aadmi Party's lack of having a clear ideology really come to affect them. Perceptionally, they've taken a very big hit. Kejriwal really needs to go back to the drawing board and come back out as a strong opposition if they come to the opposition. But please remember that there's one silver lining over here. That Delhi now does not have a government which has a brute majority. They have a strong opposition. So I believe that work will happen simply because the numbers are so neck to neck.
Right. I'll come to Abhishek now. Abhishek, can you give us a little sense of what's happening in the key constituencies, whether it is Kalkaji, whether it is New Delhi or Okhla? If you could just give us a little sense as to what you are seeing on the key constituencies, what's happening, the early trends now, the numbers which are coming in, BJP leading on 48, Aam Aadmi Party 21, and Congress 1. Yes, Abhishek, over to you. Yes.
Yeah, Nilu, actually, all these key constituencies have a large number of middle class voters. And this time, what I have observed in these constituencies that middle class is not happy with Aam Aadmi Party. So the early trends are showing that that observation is going to true. And one main thing is that Aam Aadmi Party, who came into the politics on the name of corruption. This time, corruption is not in Aam Aadmi Party's any kind of this election campaign. Aam Aadmi Party did the politics of fear in this election. Aam Aadmi Party all the time just say one thing: if BJP come, then all the freebies will go, and the Juggi Jopli clusters will shift it from the particular area. So this kind of campaigning did by Aam Aadmi Party, and Aam Aadmi Party government didn't table the CAG report. This is also a big factor in middle class people who said that Aam Aadmi Party came in the politics on the name of and the corruption. But this time, Aam Aadmi Party is surrounded with the allegations of corruption. The ladies are very much anger with the liquor policy of Aam Aadmi Party. On the day of on the day of polling, I got to interact with a few of the ladies who blamed that Aam Aadmi Party government has opened the wine shop near the schools, near hospitals. So the anger was literally shown in the ladies, and this all these factors are very much important in the defeat. If Aam Aadmi Party defeated in this election, all these factors are very much important, and the introspection, as Srinisa said, the introspection should necessary for Aam Aadmi Party, because all these things not happened suddenly. These these things were happened in 10 years of in a decade, and Arvind Kejriwal also has to learn from these results, because Aam Aadmi Party is known as only one person's party, who is Arvind Kejriwal.
I'll come to Srini sir. Srini sir, when I remember the first rally which was conducted by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and the first thing what he mentioned in that rally was that, and all these talks, the big talks about the freebies offered by Aam Aadmi Party, and the first thing he mentioned in his rally was that these freebies will continue and BJP is going to top up. That's what he said in the rally. Now, do you think that that became a sort of a turning point because people were already not very happy with the Aam Aadmi Party and the way they were governing? And then they might as well have thought that, okay, if the same freebies are going to be continued by BJP, let us give BJP a chance. So, do you think that that could have become a turning point, or you think that something else was a factor in this big comeback of the BJP?
Yeah, you're right, Neelu. See, BJP has been in the previous elections also, they have kind of fine tuned the formula of winning. It's not one single factor which makes them win. Earlier, it used to be one single dominating factor, Hindutva. But then they, over a period of time, they fine tuned and they mix welfarism. If you see in Uttar Pradesh also, they mix welfarism very, very diligently. Though Prime Minister Modi talked about Revdi culture in a derisive manner for opposition parties who have been indulging in, these kind of welfarism. Over a period of time now, at least after daily elections, which is clear that AAP has forced the Prime Minister and his and BJP to accept that Revdi has to be given. Now it is welfarism is Revdi by other name, but it's the same thing. BJP is giving Revdi, and in fact, as you said, PM had to come and assure that this will continue. The biggest toffee which Prime Minister has given through the Finance Minister is the income tax break. It was a massive break from 7 lakh to 12 lakh relief. It's a very big one. I think this is a formula which is not anything new. In the southern states, for a number of years, Tamil Nadu, this has actually been very well fine-tuned formula where you mix welfarism with politics. And there was a criticism all around India when Jayalalitha used to give mixie, grinder, goats. She used to even give goats television sets. Uh, of some of them were found productive for at least midday meal, which you cannot call as a freebie. It's important, and that actually resulted in increasing enrollment in schools, which was started by MGR. So this has been, and then 30 kilo free rice, a number of other things which have been, fine tuned and constantly given by successive governments, whether it is DMK or AIDMK, over last 60 years, has now come to stay. On the top of it, they have started giving cash also. During elections, it's very common here that people receive a kind of a bribery, 2,000 rupees, 1,500 rupees. I think what we are seeing here earlier is now seeing at a national level that revenues are now order of the day. You have to give it to win an election. On the top of it, you also do other inducement. And what kind of inducement? I think the field reporters should tell us what is that seen with their eyes, what is happening on the field. But I'm sure that is what has happened. But it's not just one reason; it's a combination of all. And Delhi is a very unique place. It's a kind of a cosmopolitan where all kinds of people come. It's an aspirational city. People come there, and anybody who comes to Delhi will get a job. Definitely, it's a city which actually provides a lot of opportunities to people who come there, whether it is migrant, whether it is middle class, whether it is power brokers. Everybody get a pie in Delhi. So it's a pretty migrant, constantly you would see churning taking place in Delhi. So it's a combination of
Right.
some sections Hindutva will work in some places, Revdi will work in some places,
No, but really,
government
sir,
will work.
I really wanted to you to comment. I was just listening to a bite which Ramesh Biduri has given on NDTV, and he's come out all with a broad smile saying that हमने तो देश के विकास के लिए बात कही थी और लोगों ने सुन ली. He was talking about development, and that's what the Delhi voters have heard him for. Now, what would you really say? I mean, the kind of comments which he made about Atishi, it became a big, big story. For 2, 3 days continuously, we were discussing that story. There was also a probability that he might not contest elections. And here you have Ramesh Biduri, who's almost winning Kalkaji. What would you really say? I mean, the Kalkaji voter, the mindset, what has really worked in Kalkaji? I don't know, because Atishi also there put all her might. Even as far as I know, the Congress campaign there, Alka Lamba had put up a very, very spirited fight over there. But what really has worked for Ramesh Biduri, I don't understand.
You're asking me?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah, so I think BJP has kind of normalized coarse language in electioneering.
Yeah.
It's now people are no longer surprised. Earlier, people would be surprised at what kind of language politicians are using. It's not just that. If you even listen to Trump, you find, I wonder sometime, right wing politics, does it necessarily mean that you need to become so coarse in your conversation? I think
True.
that has become the mainstay now. It's no longer in your face, it's beyond that. So I think Biduri and others have realized that if they do that, maybe in fact, they will be more in the limelight and to their advantage. I think it's a sad reflection the way the political discourse, the way public speaking is going. I mean, certainly it's not a good thing. But coming back to BJP, this formula of theirs, which is mixing all these together and then having a powerful electoral machinery, and then where your election commission don't seem to be, uh, I mean, looking at things. Imagine yesterday, Aam Aadmi Party makes a complaint, and within hours, Anti-Corruption Bureau lands up saying, "Where is the proof?" And you see a day before, the former deputy
Yes.
chief minister of Delhi, uh, this Manish Sisodia, standing outside. I saw a video and complaining, "This is a house where the distribution of cash is taking place." He's screaming on the top of his voice, "There should be raid here. There should be." I don't think anybody is listening to him. So in many ways, these are all bizarre trends. But overall, uh, I would say that eventually it's people of Delhi who have decided, and they have decided, and I said there's going to be no hung election. They decisively decide, and that's what they have done. They have rejected Aam Aadmi Party. It's a, like Abhishek was trying to say, it's a negative vote. May not be a positive vote for BJP, but it's certainly a very strong negative vote for Aam Aadmi Party. That's how I see it.
Absolutely. Okay, now I'll come for the final round of comments, and then we'll close in by 10, 10, 5. The early trends now, BJP has crossed the majority mark. BJP leading on 46 seats, Aam Aadmi Party 23, and Congress 1. Abhishek, I'll start with you. Very briefly, what does the picture look like? Any hope left for Aam Aadmi Party, or it's all set that BJP is forming the government? Yes, Abhishek.
Yeah, Nilu, actually, we will have to wait for one more hour because these trends are very early trends and the margin is very low. So we will have to wait for at least 1 hour. After 1 hour, the picture will be more clear, and then we will have to then we could say something very much definitely.
Okay, so you're saying that we need another hour to come to a definite picture. Munif, according to you, is it going to be an hour or it might take longer if the election really goes down the wire? You never know how it changes after an
I
hour.
think I think I would agree with Abhishek. And if you look at the ECI website right now, the BJP is leading on 39 seats and the Aam Aadmi Party on 23. So it will take some more time to have a clear picture. But
Right.
like I've said, there is going to be a much stronger opposition. No longer is there going to be a brute majority in Delhi. And it's very crucial to see how politics in Delhi runs after this.
Right. All right. So, Raj Lakshmi, what would you really say at this point of time? What happens to Arvind Kejriwal now? After the, I mean, if Aam Aadmi Party is not winning the elections, where do we see Arvind Kejriwal from here on?
So I think it's too early, to write him off, and that he's going to. I mean, he's going to be around, in politics for quite some time. I think age is on his side. Health, maybe he has health issues, but I think sitting in the opposition will do the arm of the party good also, and they are, as it's been seen, they are pretty much a uh, vociferous party, and they will be, I think, a vociferous opposition too. And I think the margins are going to be narrow, because had the vote, had the voter turnout been really high, then one would have uh, thought that there's one party that is sweeping the elections with huge margins also. But since the voter turnout was lower than the previous elections, and therefore there's reason to believe that this is going to be a tightly contested election, and that gives confidence that the Aam Aadmi Party is down but not out. Neither are its leaders are out of the picture, because I think this will also give them time, to consolidate their own party sort of together, and to work on it. And I'm sure it's not going to be easy for the BJP. But I think credit for this thing goes to the LG also. Credit for the BJP's outcome should go to the LG, perhaps.
No, in fact, credit should go to the LG. But what I feel is that the credit goes to the election commission also to a large extent,
Yes,
and because
absolutely.
but one will have to give credit to the fact that BJP has been a robust election machinery. Come what may, they know how to fight. But Aam Aadmi Party has also fought against all the odds. If they are poised at 25 seats, as these trends show, and BJP is leading on 44 seats. Professor Singh, the concluding comment from you, that can we say at this point of time that Aam Aadmi Party has not fought despite all the odds? I mean, look at the 11th hour fight yesterday. They created a website, transparentelections.in, and they forced the election commission to come out with the form 17C and the absolute numbers by late evening. Otherwise, who knows, they wouldn't have come out because of all the doubts. And so what does one say on that? You'll have to
Oh,
unmute.
yes. Yeah, it's fine that Aam Aadmi Party does that. But the point is, I mean, Aam Aadmi Party was also trying to do something or telling something which is not very, I mean, taken positively by the Delhi people. You look like that. There are, I mean, Haryana water mein poisoning ho gaya. What is the kind of, false allegations that you are making? And so people are not happy with this kind of, allegation, because, I mean, it seems that Aam Aadmi Party is telling lies. I mean, just to get, support from the masses. This is not the way. What Modi and others are doing, you are also doing the same thing. And that is not taken, in a very positive sense. This is one. Now, what I'm trying to say is, I have to say one thing, uh, in the past, BJP was asking for full-fledged statehood for Delhi. If BJP comes to power, will BJP, give, full-fledged statehood? It has to be seen, because what promises in the past BJP made, now the time has come, because there is a double engine or something, in central government, and then if BJP comes to power, and then again the government in Delhi. So this is also very important for the BJP, and the people will judge. You are saying that statehood is, required for the development of the Delhi, so it has to be seen. Now, another point that you have made, that what I was trying to say is Aam Aadmi Party should have, go to the people with the kind of, whatever the development models that he has produced. Unfortunately, Aam Aadmi Party was also trying to say to the people, so many other things which was not related to the kind of what development Aam Aadmi Party made in Delhi. And that is why this is also very important. Now the point is the image of Arvind Kejriwal, because once he was leading the anti-corruption movement, and then he was making so much statement regarding Lokpal, and there is no Lokpal or Lokayukt in Delhi today. So corruption and the kind of allegations against Arvind Kejriwal and the various party members about corruption itself. So that is very unfortunate. And then again, as I said, there are a number of other regions also responsible for whatever the exact position right now. Still, I am saying that 27 and 42, one of the channels is saying. So let's wait and watch whether what would be the ultimate or the final result, and whether I can say one thing. People are not happy with Aam Aadmi Party for last so many years in Delhi, and at the same time, people are never happy with BJP in Delhi. Even the whole country is not happy with the kind of government at the central government. So that's the very unfortunate situation in Delhi for the people of Delhi.
Right. So it's almost going to be 10 a.m. and BJP seems to be leading on 48 seats, and Aam Aadmi Party, BJP leading on 43, Aam Aadmi Party 26, and Congress 1. So it's a massive loss of face for the Aam Aadmi Party. It's a stunning comeback for BJP, come what may. And they've again shown that they have consolidated their gains from Haryana to Maharashtra and then now to Delhi. So one has to learn a lot of lessons from BJP, the way they fight and the way they contest elections. But what are going to be the big takeaways for Aam Aadmi Party? We'll have to wait and watch for another hour because the numbers are closing in quickly, but almost stabilized around 42 for BJP again, then 27 for Aam Aadmi Party, and Congress 1. So we'll close in here, but our live coverage on the Federal Group continues from 10:15 a.m. You will see us live on Federal Desh, which is the Hindi channel of the Federal. So please do tune in and stay tuned to our coverage, and also a lot of coverage there scheduled in the evening as well. Thank you so much, Professor Singh,
Thank
Abhishek,
you.
Munif, Srini sir. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.